Hey, how's it going? It's Sunday, about 4:30, and please excuse my blown out voice. I was yelling and screaming, hanging out with buddies a couple of nights in a row, and I woke up just, barely able to talk. But I'm out exploring. This is my street, Sukhumvit Soi 26, and I'm going to show you a couple of affordable places that I've ran across in my condo search in the Prompong area, which is right in the center of Bangkok. You got a Sok, I guess, would be a little bit more central. That's harder to find a good deal. But here in Prompong, you can still find some hidden gems. Well, anywhere really. But this region on the park one is not one of them. That's a pretty expensive building. There's the Golf Swing Academy, and my building is down on the corner there. But I am going to show you a low rise right here with this motorbike, and the two ladies is making a U-turn. We're gonna go over there and take a look at a building called Dwell on 26, at least the outside of it. When I was researching moving down to Prompong, I looked at two units in that building. They're smaller, I wanna say 32 to 35 square meter, but they came at an affordable rate. And I hate quoting prices because things are gonna change. But about a year ago, the one bedroom was being offered at 16,000 baht, and the realtor was pretty sure she would have accepted 14,000 on a 1-year lease. So however you want to look at it, it's under 20,000 baht, probably way under. And that's the side of the building. The unit, the one I looked at, was on the 8th floor, the top floor. It's just looking on the side of another building, but you do get a little bit of a breeze up the higher you go. And you can see a few, well, that's noisy. You can see a few taxis are standing by to race you over to the BTS, but from here, it's less than a 10-minute walk. I could probably do it in 6. And right there is a small gym, and it has a very long lap pool. I mean, it's really only wide enough for, I guess you could squeeze 2 people in there, but it's very long if you'd like to swim laps. And there's the sign, Dwell on 26, Prompong area, one of my favorite parts of Bangkok. I do see a tuk-tuk parked in there, but to be honest, I'm not sure if it's operational. I've never seen it on the street. I just saw the next building, the Muse tuk-tuk, pass me by. And I've never been inside this place. They call it the Seed. The sign is a little tore up, the Seed Muse. I just saw the bus pull in there, but you can see it's also 6-story units. So there you go. This would be my first place I point you if you're looking for something in the middle, not super affordable and cinder block like, but not overpriced. And I'd estimate it's the exact same distance to the BTS, maybe slightly shorter than my building. That's my building, the high-rise there, and I'm lucky to be up on almost the top floor. So that's nice. You're gonna pay for any kind of high-rise, and the higher you go, the more expensive it's gonna get. Now, some of the decisions you're going to have to make, is it going to be high-rise or low-rise? I'll tell you this. This building on the 8th floor, the top floor, like I say, I could have got a unit for, let's say, 15,000 baht. Now, maybe that's gone up a little bit, but how much can it go up in a year? This building right next door, beautiful high-rise. The Crom, I know my friend's boss lives in there, and he pays 80,000 baht a month for, granted, a big 2-bedroom unit. But high-rise compared to low-rise, I don't care what the smallest unit is in that Crom, it's going to be much more than 15,000 baht. Yeah, that Crom is a nice building. Hey, and I'm not pretending to be any kind of real estate expert. I am not, but I've ran across a couple of buildings in search for my own unit. So I just figured I'd share it with you, starting with my own neighborhood. And the next one I'm going to show you is a more serviced apartment. It's called The Story. Now, the good thing about this place is you don't have to sign a 12-month lease. You're going to pay more. They used to have a sign up here, and maybe that deal is gone, but it said 20 or 21,000 baht for a one-bedroom studio, small kitchen. I want to say it was 32 square meter. Again, if you require 60 square meter or 80 square meter, well, double and triple these basic prices. But I'm assuming the majority of people that come over to Bangkok are coming over on a budget or a limited income and want to save some money. I shouldn't say that. 90% of the guys I know come over here and get pretty big places because it is such a deal compared to the United States or Canada. Hey, what's this back here? I've never walked back here. The Butcher. Okay. Yeah, maybe a restaurant tucked away back here. But this building, the Story, it's got a little peeling paint on the side. But yeah, there's nothing wrong with it at all. And I'm not sure. You can look up the Story, Sukhumvit Soi 26, to see if they have a pool. I would say 80% of places have at least some kind of small pool. And even on my own streets, I find new places. I've never wandered back here. Here's Ginza-do, the best of Japanese. It smells like Japanese barbecue cooking. They got a cow out front there, or steer, whatever it is. And since I walked back here, I have a better view of the Story roof. Looks like they have a rooftop garden. Maybe that's where the pool is. Okay, I get it now. The Butcher Ginza-do is right next to the restaurant Ginza-do. So that's probably some fresh, I would guess, Kobe beef is happening on that grill at a price. And I just talked to the gentleman at the desk in the Story. He says, yep, they have a small swimming pool. They do long-term and short-term rentals, including nightly, but you have to book online. Perhaps you can check Agoda. I'm not sure. The Story Bangkok. Directly across, or almost, from the St. James Hotel, and on the right here is Queen Bee, a little bar and restaurant. If you want to Google that location, this apartment complex, it's in Thai. Now these are some of the hidden gems you're going to have to be boots on the ground to find. Well, I guess you can translate that, and that's the phone number. It says room for rent. I forget which website, maybe Property Scout. Another one is HipFlat, HIPFLAT. They'll give you at least a good idea of what the insides of the unit look like. Oftentimes the prices, sometimes they're a year old, but don't let that put you off. It's still a good resource. But way back in the day, 2 years ago, I saw a unit in here for, it was cheap. I want to say 12 or 13,000 baht. Now I'm sure that's gone up. That's a swimming pool right there. And judging from the outside, by the size of those balconies, it's just what, a 5-story unit. It's definitely an older building, but if you're okay with that, and I'm not sure if they have an elevator or not. Sometimes these are walk-ups. They probably do have an elevator, but heck, here's a nice Mercedes EV parked right out front. And I don't know anything about it other than I saw it at a nice cheap price, and sometimes that's the payoff for some of these older buildings. You get a big gigantic unit. They might have that old school Thailand traditional wet bath, but sometimes that's easily fixed with a couple of shower curtains, or you might even be able to negotiate with the building. That's the other thing. I'm pretty sure that's an apartment building and not a condo. And that's the other place I'm going to show you. That's Sukhumvit at the end of the street there. Right on the other side by Stella's Secret Bar, one of my favorite hangouts, is another apartment building that I looked at. I decided against it, and I'll explain a couple of reasons why. But it could work out for you, this little kid. Yeah, you'll see these little kids on the motorbike. Welcome to Thailand. Now this place right here I did a video on. Live, Work, Asia. But it's also, I want to say, Live, Stay, Asia. Pretty small units. It's a Japanese-owned hotel or co-working space. Right where this lady is walking is how you're going to get into the apartments. I'll go ahead and link that video in the description. Let's take a look back here. I don't know if I've been back here. Well, there's another building there tucked away on the other street. But this, okay, it's called Live Zen Well Asia. Yeah, link in the description. There's just a restaurant back here. Oh, actually, it's a onsen and spa. What are those? Those like public baths? Yeah, that's not a restaurant. Those are those hot bath. Then you jump into the cold bath. And that's the Queen Bee. Another one of my little favorite hangouts. A couple of massage places next door and places to eat right across the street from the DoubleTree Hotel. I respectfully use their lobby to cut over to the next Soi 24 and pop out on their sister property at the Hilton. And this new little place called Fat Fingers just opened up. I need to give him a try. A notch above street food, but super affordable. A couple of dispensaries. That is a Thai chain. A lot of Japanese people hang out in, well, all over Bangkok, but especially in Phrom Phong and Ekamai and Thong La especially. But down here are a bunch of Japanese snack bars and karaoke places. During the evening, this is like the Ginza. Yeah, everybody's welcome in these different Japanese style bars, but it's house rules. There's different systems in most of these bars. Oftentimes you pay by the hour of drinking. I've only been in one or two. Let's say it's all you can drink for 500 baht in an hour, something like that. I'm making up the numbers, but maybe that's close. Maybe it's 1,000 baht. I'm not sure. Okay, this bar says it's 300 baht for your first hour of drinks and then 100 baht every 30 minutes thereafter. And this is kind of a notorious massage place, 101 Premier, next to the International Bar hotspot. No entry fee, friendly and helpful staff, it says. And that's my Soi 26. Of course, there are very expensive options. The two buildings right near Sukhumvit. Yeah, just for the heck of it, what's the smallest unit you have in there? And I want to say it was 28,000 for 29 meter. I'm pretty sure it was under 30 square meter. But that's the price you're going to pay for these shiny, newer high-rises and a doorman standing on every floor, on and on. Me, I'm okay with an older building that's kept clean and larger size. And here's one of the three locations of Rangrun Noodles. You'll see all the Michelin guide, I won't call them awards, but they're definitely telling you to come check this place out. The other one is right next door, and the third one is right across the street. Come check out the noodle shops. They're delicious. You'll have to check it out. I want to say they're closed on Tuesday, but it could be Wednesday. I'm not positive. The one thing, though, is 5 o'clock. Yeah, they're closed up tight. That is one of my favorite meals in town, and it's less than 100 baht for a big, huge, large bowl. I think 60 or 70 baht you can get a smaller bowl, but that's just a waste. And here's where we started, not quite to the end of the street on the left. Well, you can see the Krom building popping up there, and the Dwell is right below. Right there is Sukhumvit, and off to the left, maybe 500 meters or less, is the Phrom Phong BTS. Yeah, it's way less than 500 meters. Off to the left, 200 feet. We're going with feet. Those meters is, that's throwing me off. This is Sukhumvit straight ahead. We're going to cross the street and walk over to very short distance to Soi 41. And I'm going to show you an old school, I was going to say an old school Thai apartment building, but it's really not. It's somewhere in the middle. The really traditional, very simple cinder block type buildings, you're not going to find those anywhere near the train, and this is the train right here. They just put these big, fancy, expensive high-rises near the train. If you want to be 2 miles away from the train, absolutely, you can move in to a very, very simple unit for cheap, cheap, cheap. But most people that move over here, they find that there's the BTS right there. So what is that, 200 feet away? They find something in the middle, a nice building, somewhat close to the train, right on the train. That comes at a premium. So it's all about the train in Bangkok. And this is just typical Sunday afternoon, whatever it is, 5:30, 5 p.m. traffic. More Japanese food, plenty of Japanese food in this area. And this is Sukhumvit Soi 24/1. You'll find a motorbike stand here on the left and plenty of hanky-panky massage parlors on the right. That's looking down Sukhumvit Soi 26. Prampong BTS just to the right. And we're walking up here, not even 100 feet, and taking a left on Soi 41. Now this place I'm taking you is right in the shadow of this building, the Madison, which you can look that building up if you'd like. It's going to be very expensive. Beautiful large size units right next to the train, right on Sukhumvit, right next to a 24-hour grocery store, the top's there. It's just all about what you want to spend. And you're going to spend a lot in this Madison. But this building I'm taking you to, how do I put it? There are buildings in between very, very expensive buildings that come at a fraction of a cost, but it's for a reason. Don't move into, that dwell's probably nice and quiet. My building's certainly nice and quiet, and it's a medium building. But this place I'm going to show you down here, we're on, that's a beautiful car. We're on Soi 41 now. And again, the top's 24-hour market's right there in the Miracle Mall. This building is just up the way, not even 200-300 feet on the right. It's an apartment complex. There's two towers. I talked to the manager. I looked at a place. The vibe with that apartment complex, and it was cheap. I was looking at a place, kind of large. I want to say it was 41 square meter. That's kind of large for a cheap place. I want to say it was 14,000 baht, but then she immediately went to 10,000 baht. They're just basic apartments. You walk in, there's no kitchen, so it's just like a big, huge living room and a decent sized bedroom. The one unit I looked at, there was only one air conditioner in the bedroom. Now she said, oh, you can add a second air conditioner in the living room. I'm sure that's going to cost $1,000. I'm not sure what it costs to install a little split AC. There was no kitchen, but there was a big, huge balcony. I mean, real big, that had a wet kitchen, like a Thai traditional wet kitchen outside, which is probably a good idea to cook anything up. I hate stinking up my apartment, cooking anything really. So having that little cooktop and the refrigerator, which was a little weird, out on the balcony, that's something you'd have to put up with. But more important than that, I don't want to put anybody down, but there are maybe people living in that building that are stuffing 8 people in a 1-bedroom unit and, sharing expenses, that kind of thing. Or maybe there's going to be kids using the hallway as a playground. Again, those are just all things you're going to have to consider. Now, this is a beautiful car. The Mustang GT in Bangkok comes at a real premium, import fees and all. So you decide if staying in a unit like this building I'm going to show you and saving 3,000, 4,000, 5,000 baht a month is worth it, or paying that 15,000, 16,000, 17,000 baht for a quieter building and living next door to a nurse on one side and maybe another expat on the other. This building is going to be full of families. And as we're coming down 41, I can't not show you my favorite bar down on the left. That's Stella's Secret Bar, just 100 feet down on the left. And here they are. You have the River Place on the right and the River Court on the left. 2 towers. Again, nothing fancy. But right there is Sukhumvit. You can't get any more close than that, really. And Prompong BTS is not even a 5-minute walk to the right, including the Emporium Mall, the M Quartier. You're real close to the M Sphere. It's all connected. But there's going to be some trade-offs. Again, I'll try to clip in that information. There is a nice swimming pool. Let me see if I can go down there. The second you walk into these properties, there's a guard on you. But let's check it out. Oh, and I never noticed this is Vegiology, veggie cold press, and better more. I assume that's a juice bar, but maybe it's a vegetarian restaurant. My buddy Ben's always looking for a new vegetarian place. Now, just looking at the outside of that River Place, those appear to be pretty darn small units. The River Court, which I'm standing under off on this side, the unit she showed me, they had a balcony as large as this Honda SUV. That was pretty impressive when I was worried about, cooking outside and all, until I saw that setup. And I happen to know the swimming pool is over here. It's not huge, but yeah, super clean. Don't get me wrong, I don't mean to say that this place is crazy. It's Sunday, 5 p.m., and I don't hear a peep. No screaming kids, no nothing. I'm just saying the kind of more affordable units right in the heart of Bangkok, they're going to be used by folks that maybe travel into the city. They're working in the hotels, all that kind of thing, and yeah, they're just gonna pack those little apartments. So it's gonna be a little hit or miss. If you're gonna be super fussy about that, and you're just one of these people that every time there's a little peep in the hallway, you're looking out the peephole, that's probably gonna drive you crazy. Me, I usually have a fan blowing. I could care less if you're practicing the drums 2 apartments down. I just don't care. I've certainly walked by buildings not far from here that they're just a big cinder block box, really. There's no pool, no laundry inside the units. Oh, that was the other thing. There was no washer in this unit. I brought all those concerns up to the lady, and she basically said, yeah, just work with me. You can do anything you want, which to me that meant I had to buy a washer and get it plumbed in. Maybe that's not that big a deal, but it's much easier to just have it all there. Here's the front of that Vegiology. Juice, food, coffee. Yeah, and maybe the balconies were a little bit smaller than I thought. They were like in an L shape. So, yeah, that's what they were. It was like a big L shape. Still, plenty of room to have your little cooktop out there. There was a built-in counter. And I'm going to peek down here just because I've never been there. There's a restaurant at the end or something. Let's go take a look. Oh, there's actually a building back here. I had no idea was back here. I thought, well, maybe that is the backside of a building on the next street, Soy 23. But here's a bistro straight ahead. Is that sabak? I'm assuming that's Japanese food. No, this building is on this street, so there you go. I've walked up this street 100 times. I don't see the name. A little bit older, but sometimes these older low-rises. Perfect location. I love this Soy 41. And as I'm standing on the side of, is it River Court or River Place? Yeah, I don't hear any noise at all. So maybe I'm making too big a deal about, hey, there's going to be a lot of people packed in units and noise. Obviously, they all have air conditioning, at least one. The one unit I looked at only had one. That's a little unusual. Oftentimes, you'll find it in the bedroom and living room. But just the vibe of walking down that hallway and all. There were bicycles and just a little bit of clutter in the hallways. In my building, that wouldn't be tolerated at all. So maybe things are a little looser in these buildings, but I don't know. And right next door to the River Apartments is the Lumpini Suite. Kind of an interesting building. Somewhere in between the Dwell and the River, you'll find these style units. There were huge one bedrooms. I looked at a big one bedroom, a 2-bedroom, and the smallest units. And off the top of my head, they were all under 20,000 baht. Again, this was about a year ago. So Lumpini Suite, Sukhumvit 41, that might be a place to look up. And I didn't see a sign on the building, but I'm assuming that J Visit Place, that's the one. Don't know anything about it. So bottom line, this River Court and River Place, is that what they were called? Walk out front here. That, from my small knowledge, is going to be your most affordable bet. Halfway decent place to stay, right in the center of Bangkok and Phrom Phong, my favorite area of the city. The Dwell, down on 26, if you're okay with whatever that is, 32, 35 square meter, and you know, most people, that's how they live. I mean, most people I know are in 30 square meter, 31, 32. I lucked out in my 52 or 54 square meter. I am paying whatever it is, an extra $150 a month. If it were $500 a month, no, I'd be right back in a 30 or 32 square meter, just like I lived for a year up in On Nup. There's nothing wrong with that. You can't think about moving over to Southeast Asia, anywhere really. Forget about Hong Kong and Tokyo, even here in Bangkok. It's just about the size of the real estate and the price. The good thing about Bangkok is you can get a Western style huge apartment for $1,300 a month. You're certainly not going to do that in San Diego anymore, that's for sure. Or Tokyo or Hong Kong, that's going to be $5,000 a month. Maybe that's a bit of an exaggeration, but not much. So hope that gives you a little bit of an idea. And other people that just automatically get on that BTS and head 20 minutes out to Udom Suk or Bering, these kind of places, those are fine places to live, but most people are heading out there to get a 10, 12, 13,000 baht apartment. It is possible to get something close right in the center of Bangkok. You're going to be in an older building, or you're going to pay an extra $150 a month, but that might be the best money you spend if you're commuting every day. So thanks so much for watching and checking out my little walk around some somewhat affordable units right in Phrom Phong. You have a great afternoon.